Hello, hello, hello. Saturday night. Welcome to Bead and Chat. Tonight's episode is going to be a little different. Normally, I would be at my workstation with some beads and doing some fun and funky stuff. But tonight, I had to switch things up a little bit. As some of you may know, uh, my mother suffers from dementia, and every now and then she has a meltdown. And tonight she had a meltdown, and she's still going through the meltdown as we speak. So, tonight, what I'm going to do, um, instead of me at my workstation, because I know she would constantly interrupting me, as she's trying to do now. I'm actually hiding in my bedroom with the door closed, hoping that she gets the hint and goes to sleep. So, what I'm going to do tonight, it's still bead related, but I'm going to do a reaction video to one of my old videos from a couple of years ago. I did a video when I was preparing to go to a bead show, and I did a video on how to prepare for a bead show, and a lot of it, the information is still relevant. So we're gonna take a look at that. One of my old videos from ages ago, and so anyway, welcome. Welcome to Bead and Chat, y'all. Um, and yes, please like and subscribe if you are so inclined. Um, if you would like to support me and the channel, you can. Well, there is a Cash App. There is a Cash App, but you can also visit my store, pondsedgedesigns.net, and you can purchase some of the items that I have done previous projects on are available for sale, and a lot of other stuff too as well. So you can go to the store, make a purchase. That would be great. And share, tell your friends, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. Hopefully we'll be able to. The video I'm going to show is actually, it was two parts because I was using my old phone to do the video, and I only had so many minutes available in the memory on the phone. So yeah, man, struggle streaming at its finest. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to share. And let me okay, let me go in here and okay. All right. So this was called Beating on a Budget. Like I said, I did this several years ago, and I'm going to we'll talk about it as it plays. So here we go. Designs. How's everyone doing tonight? Um, Before I get into what you see here, I just want to give a quick shout out to the folks at the Whole Beat Show. I went there today. They had their show in New York City. Tomorrow, Sunday's the last day from 10 to 5. It's at the Penn Hotel across the street from Penn Station. Now, the Penn Hotel, it used to be called the Hotel Pennsylvania. It was literally right across the street from Penn Station in New York, 7th Avenue and 33rd Street. Yeah, 33rd Street is closer to 33rd Street. Um, that has now been demolished. They are in the process of demolishing that hotel. I don't know what they're gonna convert it to. Either it, it'd be a stupid place to put condos. It's probably gonna be office space, but that hotel has been there for years. At least 50 years, if not more. It used to be, I believe it was the Statler Hilton way back in the day, and then it became the Hotel Pennsylvania. And the commercial had a phone number, Pennsylvania 65000. That was the phone number. So that hotel is no more. And Penn Station is under a major renovation. Um, they're redoing the entire station. There's literally, at this point, there's only one exit in and out. It's crazy. Um, so yeah. So this was from a few years ago. Whole Beach Show. And I went there today. I picked up a few things, but before I share what I picked up, sorry, Whole Beach Show still does beach shows across the country. And she just had her New York show for the fall, was just last weekend. I just wanted to say thank you to them. I went by their table to pick up some stuff, and Ava, the owner, she remembered me. She asked me how I was doing. She was very sweet and very thoughtful. And so I just appreciated that a lot because I've missed my bead shows. I have. Yeah, Ava is a doll. She's an absolute doll. If you're into beading and you're able to hit any of her shows, absolutely do so. She has a nice mix of vendors, and you never know what you're gonna find. I haven't been able to go in over a year. It was driving me nuts. I was finally able to go to one today. Uh, so moving on. Um, I want to talk about tonight. I want to talk about beating on a budget. Um, this is kind of for those of us who are already doing beadwork and selling our jewelry, but it can apply to just about anyone who has their own business. But for us as beaders, there's certain things that we can do to save money, and then that way we have more money to pick out our, what I like to call, specialty beads, things that make our design stand out. There's some basic components that we can always have in bulk, so that way we don't have to buy it very often. It's wire, uh, what I like to call base beads, which are our seed beads, faux pearls, spacer beads. Spacer beads are the little, they can be silver, they can be brass, they can be gold, and they go in between certain patterns on bead designs. Our adhesives, our glue, cement, tape, embroidery backing, things like that. Our tools, which is basically our pliers, wire cutters, things of that nature. One thing I will say about the tools, you should update your tools, especially your pliers. You should probably update them every couple of years because they do wear out, especially if you do a lot of work with wire. Also, if you don't want to have to upgrade your tools, um, you can purchase. I forget the name of the product, but it basically, you dip your pliers in, and it's like a rubber, a liquid rubber that goes on the end of the. Sorry, guys. Hold on, she's walking around. Okay, I think she went back in. Um, and it rubberizes uh the tips of the pliers, so you can, it doesn't damage the wire when you're working with it. Um, so that's just a thought. Beading thread, embroidery thread. easy to get those by the spool, and you don't have to spend a lot of money on them. And our chain, which is, I think it's best if you can get chain. If they offer like buy 10 feet, get a foot free, go for it. Especially if it's a chain that you don't see very often. This was done in just, I did this video in 2019, and I literally just bought some chain at this last show that I went to, and it was chain that I hadn't seen before. And of course, stupid me, I should have bought 10 feet, and instead I bought 5 feet. Uh, I should have listened to my own advice. And I say grab it. Um, Other expenses that you have to keep in mind if you're a beater, or any kind of small business, actually, your website expenses. I have Squarespace. Some people have Etsy. Some people have Artfire. There's a bunch out there that you can use. Some are free, some are kind of free. I actually use Big Cartel now. You have to see what's best for you and what fits. Another thing with the personal website, I would suggest every 6 months take a look at it or have someone look at it, see if it needs freshening up. Maybe change the background, change some pictures. Try and keep your website fresh so you can keep people coming to visit. There's business cards, advertising. I advertise on Facebook once in a blue moon, but that can become very expensive if you're not careful. So I'd say be careful with advertising on Facebook. You can also advertise through Instagram, with Facebook owns Instagram. You can also advertise on Twitter. I don't do that; it doesn't work for me. Subscriptions, they could be beading magazines or business magazines. And then a big expense for those of us who sell things is live events. You have to. Okay, guys, I'm gonna play just a touch of music, and I will be right back. Don't call me. Okay, folks. Thank you for your patience. You're watching Beat and Chat. This is your hostess with the mostest, Shy Roseland, and we're doing a review on a video that I did several years ago. So let's get back into it. Well, have to keep in mind how much you're paying for the table, what it includes. Then you have to do advertising to get people to come to the event to see you, transportation to and from the event, um, getting change at the bank, things like that. Table linens, props for your display. Those are things that you really have to keep in mind. I think I might actually do a video. I never did do a follow up video explaining what to have for a live event. I know there's a bunch out there on YouTube, but I'll probably do one of my own. This brings back a whole lot of memories. As part of your business expenses. And of course, keep as many receipts as possible so you can have it for the tax man. Okay, so if you have enough of your basic stuff on hand where you don't need to buy it very often, that leaves you some extra money to buy the things that make your design stand out. And I like to call those things specialty beads. Specialty beads are your focal pieces, and I'll show you examples because I'm going to show my stash that I got at the bead show today. Glass beads. Glass beads are considered, for me, they're considered specialty beads because they're glass. They're usually handmade. If you really get a handmade glass bead, there's a lot of work that goes into those. It's not easy to make, and they're usually much more expensive than the beads that you will find, your basic beads that you get at the bead store. Your international beads, I say international because they come from other countries. Some are from the Czech Republic, because some are from Italy, some are from parts of the African continent. Um, some are from France. It depends on where you're getting them from. They usually cost a little more. They're usually handmade and they're really good quality. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. Um, Semi precious stones, and they're considered semi precious because they're not exactly diamond, emerald, ruby. Those are your precious stones. The semi precious stones are something like tanzanite, citrine, um, opal, um, any kind of oh shucks, the name of the stone just went right out of my head. Turquoise, um, shoot, it'll come to me. If it comes to me, I'll mention it. But those are considered semi-precious stones. They're not cheap. If you can find a really good dealer and you get a decent price, get them. They're usually sold by the weight. That's how you know the semi precious from your base speeds. The semi precious are normally sold by the weight. They're not sold by the strand. Um, I saw a dealer today that was offering. Actually, sometimes they do sell them by the strand. I actually purchased some from a dealer. They're based in India, but Ava does have. Sometimes she carries their product on their behalf, and they do sell by the strand. And but the strand runs a good price. A, Sometimes they're pretty high price, but I was actually able to get some um, through Ava. So yeah, they do sell it by the strand. Sometimes it's by the weight. Usually, if it's true silver, they sell it by the weight. 50% off their stone strands, and I looked at the strand, and the base price for the strand was $75. They were beautiful, but there's no way I'm paying $30 for a strand of 12 beads. Well, yeah, like I said, this was several years ago because I last year I actually did spend over $30 for a strand of beads, several strands of different beads, and I spent over $30 for. So, yeah, times have changed. I don't care unless they were diamond, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not spending that much money because if I were to buy a $35 strand of beads and I use them in a design, that design would be on my website for a minimum of $150. I am going to make my money back if I'm spending that much on beads. Um, so that's the thing to keep in mind with semi-precious stones. Your specialty tools, which are something like Camino, I know I'm saying it wrong, Camino weaving board, a weaving loom, and on another video I'll show the difference between the two. A weaving loom is basically either a wooden loom, plastic. The wooden looms are a little more professional, and weaving looms actually vary in size. You can get a loom that's about the size of this page, 8 by 10, or you can get a weaving loom that will take up half the space on your in your house. It depends on what you're really using it for. And there are other specialty tools like special pliers. If you're into glass making, that's a whole other animal. I mean, you're talking about buying propane to fire up your torch, the actual glass rods, the safety equipment. I mean, that's a whole other animal that I will never get into. I mad respect to anyone that does glass work because that's no joke, and that's a major investment. You're talking about taking over your garage, putting your car outside on the street. Taking fire and a fire safety class, that kind of thing. Like, ooh, that's deep. Um, um, just as a just as a side note, I still that's my sketchbook that I've written those notes in, and I still have the sketchbook, and I still do sketches in that sketchbook. But mad respect to anyone that does that. Um, and that's expensive. That is no joke. Um, but those are the kind of specialty things that if you save your money on the basic stuff, you can actually go and get your specialty things, and then combined with what you have, you can make some gorgeous stuff that'll really like knock people's socks off and you can sell. So I'm going to pause for a moment, and then when I come back, I'm going to show you my stash from today's bead show. Okay, so that was part one. Like I said, I was using my old cell phone, and I only had so many minutes worth of space on that on that cell phone. My So
So
goodness.
bear with me just
Um,
one moment.
so I'm gonna move on to um part two of beating on a budget, and bear with me 1 second. And yes, you are watching Bead and Chat. I am your hostess with the mostest, and I am. Oops. And the reason why this is a little different from the normal Beat and Chat, my mother is having a mini meltdown, and it was difficult for me to stay in my workspace because she was constantly interrupting me. Dementia is the devil. And here we go. Dementia is the devil, and let's do. We're gonna do this.
Hello.
Yeah, dementia is the devil. Caregiving is not for punks. So I am looking back on some early beading videos that I did, and this one is part two of beading on a budget. I'm going to show a stash that I purchased at a bead show a couple of years ago.
I'm back. Unfortunately,
Oh, my phone, my phone. It made me do two separate videos, so I had to upload them separately. I'm sorry. Anyway, I just want to go through what I purchased today at the New York Bead Show, and I think I'm going to start with what I got from Ava Motherwell. Um, just bear with me just a moment. And just like tonight, I am doing this video in my bedroom, sitting on my bed with my laptop. And this video I am doing sitting in my bed. I've got my phone in one hand and I'm trying to open up what I purchased with the other hand. I only have one hand free. I'm not at my normal work desk, so I only have one hand free. But I do want to show some of the things I purchased. Oops. There you go. Now, Ava's stuff, she is the queen of lucite, and she's the queen of lucite and plastic, and I got these from her today. Um, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I mean, the video doesn't do it justice, but no, this video definitely did not do that piece justice. That is in my shop. I made a necklace with it. I used that piece, and I used, I believe, some knitted wire and I believe knitted wire and some silk ribbon, and combined it with that particular piece. It is in my shop, pawnsedgedesigns.net. So go and take a look at it there, or it's also on my Instagram, Pawnsedge Designs on Instagram. And yes, that video did not do these pieces justice. It's much more beautiful in person. But it's a gorgeous green and blue resin piece. So that's definitely going to be up in the shop or on Instagram. I got these lovely, lovely flowers. These are actually like silver. Whoops, should have priced. They're actually silver, like a gray silver almost, which would go well with like a white, some kind of white. I'm seeing white with this. That's probably going to be like a white necklace or something like that. And then I have this absolutely pretty, pretty, pretty off-white marble color. I gotta find those. I know I have them put away. I need, now that I'm seeing this again. I gotta find those and do something with it. Um, and the silver flowers, I think I'm gonna make I'll make a comb with those. Those would be good for a hair comb. But yeah, I gotta find those. I have them put away, but yeah, I gotta pull these things out, man. This is bringing back some serious memories. Again, the video doesn't do them justice, but that's what I got from Ava. So you'll be seeing these in some kind of a project. Um, Next thing I got, which is really interesting, it's from one of my other vendor friends. And I'm going to just set the phone like that for a moment. Bear with me because I gotta get the bag open. Oh man. Okay. Here we go. Throwback. Holding the phone in one hand. Hands of the Hills. I shop with them every year. And I got some gorgeous stuff. I usually purchase wooden beads from them for my men's stuff because you guys tend to like wooden stuff. Hey,
and
Wilbert.
I
How you
usually go to
doing?
them for that. And
Hey, Wilbert. How you doing, my friend? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Uh, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming by. Wilbert found me through Maggie, the substitute teacher, who I talked about on my YouTube street guide last week. So thanks for popping over. I'm just going over some. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I'm just doing like a retro look back on some old bead videos that I did a couple of years ago with my sorry phone. um, Mommy's having a bit of a meltdown tonight. You know, dementia's the devil. So I'm hiding in my bedroom instead of at my workstation working on a project. But um, I won't be on much longer. I just wanted to get through this other video. But if you have a question, feel free to throw a comment in there, okay? And thanks for coming by. And let me resume.
this time around, I got these gorgeous, gorgeous, um, black. And again, the video just doesn't do it justice, but they're black and gray Roman glass. Um, and I usually don't buy Roman glass, but I couldn't resist these. And I got them in that color. And I also purchased, this is going to be funny, y'all. Check these out. I mean, the cord is like that. And you'll never guess what these are.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize what these are. These are recycled. It's recycled um uh albums. Like you play them on the stereo. They're recycled and they're colored. They dye them.
These are beads made out of recycled vinyl records. Somebody took somebody's album and made them into beads. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with them yet, but I'm going to be making something with them.
And you know what? That's so funny. This is a fun throwback. I actually use these beads and I make bracelets with them with memory wire. They are in the shop. If you go to my shop and take a look, um, you will see them. And I have them in almost every color now. Those were the first time I actually bought those, and I managed to get some through Ava, and I now have them. I literally have them in almost every color, and I use them to make my memory wire bracelets.
I mean, it's amazing. So I got those, and I could not purchase an amulet, so I got my little Buddhist amulet, which some lucky person will purchase on a necklace. So
I need to
that's a
find
headed for
that.
the hills.
I put it away and I
Then
don't know where that
I
amulet
stopped
is.
by my friend that sells vintage. I gotta open the bag. Hold on. Okay. She sells vintage jewelry from like estate sales. So you can purchase them and repurpose them. And I got these cabochons. Oops, come out of the bag. And again, the video does not do these things justice.
Oh my god,
But I'm gonna
I have
most likely
those.
embroider these two because the back doesn't have any support. So I'm gonna embroider them and they're going to end up being necklaces, or maybe a pin. I don't know, but I'm
Yeah,
trying to
they're
make
gonna end up
necklaces
being
for them.
pins.
But I couldn't resist, and they were a bargain too, considering they were estate jewelry. Um, I did pretty well with her today.
Yeah, and that lady did
And
not come back. I
to
haven't
go
seen
with
her.
those cabochons I just showed you guys, I have I bought these. I normally I don't have any these are rondelles, and I don't have any like this shiny, and again the video does not do it justice. But I got them in a whole bunch of different colors, and they all match up with, or they complement the cabochons I just bought. And the strands were very inexpensive. They had a big sale at the show today. And I got these. I couldn't resist this color. These bright, bright ones. So, they had a big sale at the show today. So I got them for a steal, y'all. But that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Um, I hope you guys enjoy my little stash. If you do ever have a chance to go to Ava Motherwell's show, you should. Um, you won't regret it. Again, that's my website. And you can reach me Facebook,
That's my old business card
Instagram.
and my old
That's
logo.
my email address. I'm also on Twitter. I do the tweet thing. And next go round, I promised a class on color theory. I am putting that together,
Which I
and
did.
hopefully I will have that done soon. I'm hoping within the next week I'll be able to do it. And I think I'm going to call it a night. So I hope everyone has a great week. And if there are any questions, please reach out. And enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Bye.
So yeah, that was my throwbacks. Um, my former bead show, old bead show video from 2019, and I'm gonna show you guys on my website. Shameless plug. Um, take that down because we're not looking at those anymore. Whoops. Okay, let's share. So this is my website where you can see the items I have, and some of the things are from for old previous Bead and Chat projects, and these are the little recycled albums and other stuff that I have. So you can always go and visit. Um so that is Bead and Chat for tonight, y'all. Hopefully next week I will be back at my desk and we'll be doing a project. Um and of course hopefully next Friday will be either Friday Funny News or the next YouTube Street Guide. So I do appreciate you. Thank you, Wilbur, for stopping by. I appreciate you. And of course she's still having her little meltdown. She's still having her little meltdown. So I'm going to move along and see what she needs. But thanks again, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And I'll catch y'all next week. Thanks, Wilbert. I'll see you around.